Hey, I got one of the new Acer Aspire timelines right here, so stay tuned. I'm going to give you a peek in just a second. All right, so this is the Acer Aspire 5810TZ. This thing's from the Timeline series of notebooks, and if you don't know why they call it that, it's because they have the most ridiculous batteries. These things go forever. Now, they're not super powerful processors, but they do get the job done. They're great for internet, for presentations and stuff like that. What's really good about them is that if you don't need all that extra horsepower as far as CPU is concerned, you're going to save a ton of battery life by using one of these ultra low voltages. This is actually a Pentium processor. It's called the SU4100, and it's basically a 1.3 gigahertz ultra low voltage single core. But what's really good about that is it only takes 10 watts to run it, and combined with the 6-cell battery that's in here, which is actually a 5800 milliampere hour battery, it's going to give you about 8.5 hours of battery life, which is absolutely incredible. There's nothing else on the market right now that will give you that type of battery life. Very, very impressive performance as far as that goes. You also will note that the LCD screen here is LED backed, so it's a 15.6-inch LED backed LCD. That saves you a little bit of battery as well. It's also got a 1366 by 768 native resolution, so it will do a 720p video file. It also has the graphics horsepower to do a 1080p video file and output it to a TV via an HDMI port, so that's also very useful and nice to have. You have 4 gigabytes of DDR2 memory as well, so you are running a 64-bit operating system. In this case, it's Windows 7 Home Premium. You also have a 320 gigabyte hard drive on here, so that's more than enough to store pretty much all your movies, your folders, your files, your documents, pictures. They're all going to be able to fit on here, and if you're going to go on a 8, 10, 15-hour flight, this is the type of laptop you want to have. With 2 batteries, you could do an entire 16-hour flight with 8 hours per battery. So very, very impressive. You can watch movies. You can surf the web if your airline supports that, which only a few do, but whatever. So very, very nice. Also, it's cool to notice, check out this trackpad. One single button. It does still have right and left clicks, but it is a single button trackpad. Also, take a look at the color on this thing. It's actually a really nice, like, gunmetal gray, dark gray color. Kind of changes from light to dark gray. It looks very, very sweet. Like that a lot. Also, want to take a look over here. Let's go for a little tour on the side of this thing. Take a look over here. First thing you're going to notice over here on this side is that you do have a hole there for a Kensington lock right next door to a USB 2.0 port. You have your VGA in case you want to hook it up to an external monitor, use it as a desktop. You have your HDMI, which again is going to let you do 1080p out. This does have the GMA 4500M HD chipset, so that will do some high-def graphics out through the HDMI as well as multi-channel audio. You have 2 additional USB 2.0 ports. That brings a total of the 3 on this side. You have your headset and your microphone input and output. This is also doubles as an SP diff. Over here in the front, you have a multi-card reader. It's going to do pretty much all your formats, your Sony sticks, all your XD and your SD cards are all going to fit in there. Over here on this side, you have your DVD Super Multi-Drive, which actually is buttonless. If you want to open it, you got to push right over here, and that's going to push it out. You also have an additional USB 2.0 port, bringing the total to 4, which is something you don't ever see on notebooks. 4 is a really good number. You also have your Ethernet port, and your power is right over here, so very, very nice setup as far as all that's concerned. You also got a Acer Crystal Eye 1.3 megapixel webcam, which works pretty darn good in low light. Let you do some Skype, Instant Messenger, teleconferencing to work, etc., etc. Another really good thing about this thing is it's got an incredible keyboard. It's kind of a different layout. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's got some very nice flat keys. You can type like an animal on this thing. Very nice trackpad. Very nice setup all around. I really, really like this Timeline series from Acer. Even all the way down to the small ones, the 11.6-inch ones. They all use the ultra-low voltage processors. Nowadays, people seem to overdo it on the CPU. They try to get the fastest CPU when in reality, that was something you did in the past because computers were slow back then. Nowadays, they're fast enough where to get on the web and do basic things, you don't need a fast CPU. It's better to have a slower one. It's going to take less power. It's still going to run very snappy with Windows 7 Home Premium 64-bit, but you are going to have an incredible 8-hour battery, which is unheard of in a laptop, especially one in this price range. So the Acer Aspire Timeline, it's the 15.6-inch model. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I'll see you guys next time. For more information on the Acer Aspire 5810TZ from the Timeline series, go to computertv and type in Acer 5810TZ. For Computer TV, I'm Albert.
Bye.